Christmas, 2002. A man in a black cowboy hat checks a lottery ticket and learns he's just become the largest single-ticket jackpot winner in American history. $314 million. Here's the strange part. He was already rich. A self-made construction boss, worth around $17 million before he ever bought that ticket. So this isn't a story about a poor man who got lucky. It's about a man who had it figured out, and then won. Keep that in mind, because by the end, he'll tell a reporter he wishes he had torn that ticket into pieces. Within a year, the cracks showed. Monies started vanishing around him. Once more than $500,000 lifted in a single night. Then it happened again. People he'd never met suddenly needed him. People he knew needed him more. And the tragedies that found his family are the kind you don't put in a video about money. The point isn't the gossip, it's the pattern. Because this man wasn't reckless, and he wasn't stupid. And what happened to him happens in slow motion to most big winners. The question is, why? And the answer everyone reaches for is wrong.
You already have a theory, don't you?
They're fools. They blow it on cars and mansions and the hangers-on who show up. And you've heard the number that supposedly proves it? 70% of lottery winners go broke. It gets repeated everywhere. News anchors, finance gurus, that one guy at every party. Clean, damning, unforgettable. There's just one problem with it. Nobody can find where it came from. The stat usually gets pinned on a financial education nonprofit. So someone finally asked them about it. Their answer? They never produced it. It isn't their research, and they can't confirm it. So a number that shaped how the entire world pictures lottery winners is, as far as anyone can tell, made up. And honestly, when I first started digging into this, I expected to debunk the whole winners go broke idea and move on. That's not what happened. Because once you throw out the fake statistic and look at the real research, it's almost worse. Economists once tracked thousands of real lottery winners in Florida. The big winners, the six-figure prizes, weren't saved from bankruptcy. They were more likely to file for it. Just a few years later than they otherwise would have. The money didn't cancel the crash, it scheduled it. Other estimates put the share of winners who eventually declare bankruptcy at around a third. Not 70%, but think about what a third actually means here. These people got the one thing we all fantasize about, the cheat code, the skip button on every money problem you will ever have. And a third of them still ended up bankrupt. So the fairy tale collapses. Which leaves the question nobody asks, what is the money actually doing to them? In the 70s, 3 researchers found a group of major lottery winners and simply asked them how happy they were. Then they compared them to ordinary people who hadn't won anything. The winners were no happier. None. And it got stranger. The winners took less pleasure than everyone else from small, ordinary things. A good meal. A morning coffee, a conversation with a friend. Why? Because once you felt the high of winning millions, your brain quietly resets the scale. Everything below that peak now reads as gray. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill. You adapt to the new level almost instantly, and then you need the next hit just to feel normal again. The win didn't add joy. It raised the price of joy. Now, the easy lesson here is money can't buy happiness, and we all nod and feel wise. But that's not quite right, is it? Because money clearly does buy something. Security, options, a softer place to land. So it isn't that the money does nothing. It's subtler than that. The money changes you faster than you can notice. Your spending climbs to meet it. Your sense of normal climbs right behind. And the version of you that was happy with less quietly gets left behind without a goodbye. You never decided to need more. You just woke up one day needing it. There's a second trap underneath the first. The brain files a windfall in a different drawer than earned money. We call it mental accounting. Money you worked for feels heavy. You spend it carefully. Money that fell on you feels weightless, almost unreal, like it isn't quite yours. So it goes fast on things that don't last. And every upgrade you buy doesn't just cost money once. The bigger house, the new circle, the lifestyle, each one comes with a monthly bill for the rest of your life. The win is a one-time event. The new normal is a recurring charge. That quiet math is what eats fortunes. And then there's everyone else. The moment the money becomes known, the people around you change, even the ones who love you. Some need help, some feel owed, some just appear. Remember the man in the cowboy hat? The thefts, the lawsuits, the strangers at the door. That wasn't bad luck. That was gravity. Sudden, visible money bends the space around a person, and almost no one is trained to stand inside that pull. You don't just have to manage the money. You have to manage what the money does to every relationship you have. Most people have never had to. Why would they? So here's the reframe. The lottery didn't betray these people. It did exactly what sudden money does to a human brain. Every time, with terrifying reliability. Reset the baseline, lighten the spending, inflate the life, bend the relationships. The ticket was just a number. The trap was the wiring we all carry. Which means the broke lottery winner isn't a cautionary tale about them. It's a magnified picture of you, just with more zeros. Because you'll probably never win $300 million. But you get tiny lotteries all the time. A raise, a bonus, a tax refund, an inheritance, and your brain treats them exactly the same way. Weightless money. Spend it fast, then quietly raise your baseline so next month feels tight again. So do the unglamorous thing the winners didn't. When money arrives that you didn't expect, make it boring. Give it a job before it lands in your account. Sit on it for a week so the dopamine fades and you can actually think. And treat a one-time windfall as one time, never as a reason to raise your monthly life, because that bill never stops coming. The trick was never more money. It's not letting the money quietly rewrite who you are. The man in the cowboy hat had everything before he won. A company, a family, a life that worked. And years later he told a reporter he wished he'd torn that ticket into pieces. Most of us spend our lives wishing we had his problem. Maybe the real luck was never the ticket at all. But now I'm curious about you. What's the smallest windfall that ever changed how you behaved? A bonus? A refund? $20 in an old coat? Tell me down below. I read every single one. This is The Teller. See you in the next one.